Curse of Brimstone, number 3. Justin Jordan and Philip Tan.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the positive, because I have one positive about this book.
Brace yourselves.
No, this is a genuine positive. This does something that I feel more DC books, especially DC books, could do with, because DC books don't have recap pages. So this spends the first page just briefly going, the character runs and goes, hey, what happened? And it goes, oh, you turn into a monster, started fighting with the demon, hit you with a car. And I'm like, right, okay, I remember what happened at the end of the last issue now. Because I'd forgotten, obviously. And I thought, okay, maybe a little clunky and just asking what happened, but I appreciate the sentiment. I genuinely do. I think that's something that I like, especially with the monthly books of what happened a month ago.
Just give us a recap page. I'd love a recap page.
So they're being chased by the demon chick, the ice one, as she calls it here, that demon chick. I think she was called Hound. I want to say Hound.
Woof woof.
Yeah, and so they're driving away in the car, and then eventually they stop because they get to the salesman where they're trying to get to. And he's like, "Well, come in." And he's like, "Yeah." Well, they're talking to each other now. They're like, it's a trap. It's like, yeah, I know, but I gotta go in anyway. He's got Dad, so might as well. And they go in. He's got the Dad knife to his throat. And actually, he starts threatening. He does the little bit, they slit the edge of the throat in threatening, and which would be fine. It's cliche, but it's fine until they have the character point out that it's cliche. He's like, well, I know it's cliche, but it's classic, right? I'm like, well, you just ruined it. And I can forgive it if you just do it, right? It's not inspiring, but it's not insultingly bad until you draw attention to it. So that annoyed me. But then, he goes all fiery and attacks, and the whole idea is, he still needs to fulfill his end of the deal. His part of the deal was, you have to make the city, give people a reason to come to this town. I think that was the bargain, and the idea is, well, you burn half it to ash, or mysteriously people will come and see what happened. So you should probably go do that. The ice woman freezes the Dad, and then he explodes and shatters him, basically. So he's dead. He's just like an ash.
Feel the emotion, the passion in Connor's voice as he just sort of goes, so he's dead.
But that's the thing. The guy barely even knows what he's doing. He explodes, and the sister's like, what did you do? And he's like, oh, what happened? What did I do? And it's like, oh yeah, Dad's dead, and he's like, oh shit.
Did she say "Hasta la vista, baby" before she exploded him?
No. This is the thing. This was him, Joe, the Brimstone. He exploded.
All right, okay.
And so he exploded and killed his dad.
But he still shattered like a T-1000, right?
Well, no. That's the thing. It kind of has a weird effect if he turns to ash. But he was in ice, so he should have shattered. Which is why it's murky.
That sounds like nonsense. Connor. I don't like this. Fix it.
I know, I don't either.
Fix it.
He is literally encased in ice. He explodes, and now he's a pile of... He's ash. He's like, after the nuclear stuff, you have like the shadows, right, on the wall.
Yes.
Imagine that, but he's still stood up. He's still ash, but he's ash. Like, he's still like a fully formed figure, though, just made out of ash now. And I assume he's dead, but he's still just stood there. That's not how ash works. Ash, it falls.
It's mystical ash though, because he's Brimstone. I got T-1000 images in my head when you were describing it the first time, and now you've completely shattered that illusion.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You had the better version, I'll be honest. But yeah, basically it ends with them they killed the salesman, or she did. I think she slit his throat or something. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. You can kill me. I think she
slit his throat or something.
It's a bit unclear. She slices at him, and I think it's his throat that gets slit. Like, I can't really tell, to be honest. The art's a bit murky on it. But he's like, it's fine. Kill me if you want. You won't win because I'm in like 8 other cities right now. doing his stuff. So it's fine. He'll be back. But they're like, yeah, it's fine. We've got his car and we've got his ledger, so we can go and stop him because he works for some. What were they called? He worked for someone. They had a name, like some organization. I can't even remember what the name was now, to be honest. Just skimming to see if it pops up, but I'm not seeing it. But he works for an organization. It was a really generic sounding name, which is why I can't remember it. But who cares? They're gonna go and try and stop the organization doing any more of this by beating the salesman to his places.
So they're going on a road trip, essentially, then?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, he's getting out of the town, then.
Right, but that...
Because that was his whole thing. The first
think...
issue is that he hates the town and he wants out of it.
No, I agree. And but part of me is like weird. The whole premise of the book is, this is all about, small town, rural America, and how the big city doesn't care about them. Surely just going on the road trip kind of defeats the purpose of the book. I don't know. Seems weird to me. Still trying to find this, but I'm assuming it's bolded somewhere. Oh, the Home Office. See, that's why it's really generic. They're called the Home Office.
Oh dear.
It's a political division. It's a. That's it.
Just rate the book. Put yourself out your misery. What are you giving it?
It's a 2.
A 2.
It's terrible. The fact that I usually like Philip Tan well enough, but there are points in this art where I'm not even sure like exactly what happened. I'm like, did she slit the throat? Did she just smack him in the head? Like, it's really unclear. The fact that I'm doing that in what should be a big moment is awful.